Welcome to COEcast episode 18. My name is Valur Grettisson. I'm an editor-in-chief at Reykjavík Grapevine. With me is Poppy Askham, which is located in Bath in England. Hello.
Hello.
We're going to go over the newest development when it comes to the COVID-19 in Iceland, but we're on, there is not much new happening. For those that watched yesterday, we had there was a meeting with press meeting with Prime Minister and the health workers in Iceland, and they said that in the 4th of May, then we're gonna change a lot of things are gonna change. The gathering ban is gonna go from 20 to 50. The schools are gonna be open again. Thank God. I have 2 kids here, which is they're getting very tired of everything, as well as I am. But first development, I guess, is Kári Stefánsson, our math scientist at deCODEGenetics. He had a paper published today based on his testing and investigation, research on the COVID in Iceland. We have 35,000 people tested in Iceland, and which is 10% of the nation. And they have been examining all of it very thoroughly, I guess. You read this paper. Where was it published, Poppy?
So it was published in the New England Medical Journal, which is probably the biggest of news when it comes to this paper, because a lot of it will be things that if you've been keeping up with the news in Iceland, then you'll already know a lot of the stuff in the paper already. Yeah, so exactly. It's the big deal is that it was published in such a prestigious journal. So it's just sort of drawing a spotlight on how much Iceland has come into the international media focus, and the scientific community is really looking at Iceland at the minute. But in terms of what the paper actually says, so we've seen, as before, men are way more likely to get the virus, so that's been confirmed again in this second stage of testing. Children, again, not that likely to get the virus, so nothing new there. But what is quite interesting is how people are catching the virus has been the data's been released about that. And so before, in the earlier phase, February, early March, we were looking at 65% of transmissions coming from people from abroad, but now that is down to I think around 15% in late March, and it's really a small fraction of transmissions these days. It's from family is the main source. It's family or unknown are the 2 biggest categories of infections.
And also, it's quite shocking that people that people with no symptoms, they can transmit the disease, right?
Yeah. So the paper confirms that asymptomatic cases are still infectious, but it's not quite understood to what level they are infectious. I believe they're less likely to asymptomatic individuals are less likely to pass it on than people coughing and spluttering all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that the paper does confirm that. But again, kind of already knew that one. But it deCODE has supported the government's measures, the containment measures. It said that the growth of the virus in Iceland has been fairly stable over the last month, between 13th March to April 1st. It's been fairly stable, which means containment is working really well. Yeah. And I mean, what we've seen over the weekend really shows that the numbers are dropping, containment's working very, very well. Yeah. But then again, they always end their papers with a bit of a warning that we have to carry on testing, we have to carry on screening, have to carry on analyzing, otherwise it'll come back.
Also, interesting enough is we see now clearer how the summer will be. The summer is of course quite near, and it's the 4th of May. A lot of things will change. Of course, the schools will open again. Will be open in a natural way for 1.5 months after that. But but a lot of like festivals are canceling right now. Like the summers are huge in Iceland. Of course, we have like very big festivals over the summer. But the epidemiologist was it right? Was it correct? Or
Epidemiologist, yeah.
yes, okay. He said that they don't want any more than 2,000 people at the same gathering. This is of course like means that we will not have gay pride. We will not, which is a huge venue in Iceland. We will not have what we call Þjóðhátíð in Vestmannaeyjum. This is like a huge festival we held in the Westman Island over the bank holiday, I think it's in English. So it's like even like gatherings and festivals in September being cancelled right now. So it's interesting to see, like, yeah, and also we have like they have already cancelled like music festivals and a lot of concerts and everything. Yeah, everything happening in like June, July, or August, which is definitely interesting. So it's like, yeah, it feels like the summer will be dull and slow and not many tourists, I guess. Also, they're talking about like in Iceland, everybody was in the beginning talking about like, let's close the airport so the tourists can't come to Iceland and infect everyone. But Þórólfur actually said yesterday that he's not that concerned about the tourist, but he said like you will have your like flight ban and like closing the airports and all that just later this summer, and it will probably apply more to Icelanders than others. Because if we go to abroad and come back, we are more likely to transmit the virus than ever a tourist would transmit.
Yeah, interestingly, in the deCO paper, it showed that people working in the travel industry have not had that many infections. You'd probably expect like quite a few in terms of workers. It'd be from like travel industry, but it hasn't been. So I guess that either it's because we've got no tourists, that's why, or it's kind of confirming the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it often feels like people do not know what they're asking for. It's like in the beginning when they were asking like close the airports, and now they're closed, and of course the economy is like in the shape that it is in right now. But then again, like the Þórólfur, the doctor, said that, I mean, you will get that, but you will get it later. This is what we're going into now. And it shows that like this like restriction when traveling will be probably a reality in the whole world for the next at least, I don't know, until like until January next year, I guess. I don't know, but it feels like it. It feels like at least like how troubled some countries are. We will have to do this for a while. Also in news, we have an interesting story actually about a nurse that, which is not a nurse, by the way. We have something in Iceland called I think it's like backup forces. It's like you had it also in England when you were asking like retired doctors and nurses to come back to work. We had the same system, but we called it like bakvarðasveit, which is a backup force, I guess, in English. This meant that people that wanted to help out with the COVID and work in the hospitals, they could contact the government. They would contact back and they will fly you, like in this case, in a helicopter actually to the Westfjords in Iceland. But the interesting thing is that one of these like backup forces individuals, a woman born 1983, she was arrested because she did not like they suspect that she was not a nurse, that she was she was basically just a con artist almost. But she was also tested because of the COVID, and as well as everyone around her, because they feared that she had the virus and was giving it to others. She did not have it, neither did the other people. And she did not steal drugs or anything like that. So, but it's an odd case because a lot of people have actually come into the media. Along with them is a priest actually, which is the one that talked to the director of the health at the hospital in the Westchurch, and warned him about this woman, I guess. And they say that she is like a con woman. She has been charged for impersonating a lawyer also. And she even, like today, there was a news in like Icelandic tabloid called deVAF, and they interviewed this lawyer. He did not come forward under his name, and he said that this woman was trying to sell herself as an expert, as a PhD, as a forensic in forensic investigations, and he said like within the class of lawyers, they had like they knew about this woman. They have been warning about these. I don't know what you would call it, like these offers that she is making, which is very odd. It's a very strange criminal case, and we haven't seen this before. But it's still an investigation, and let's see how it goes. At least, have you read this? We had this, of course, a great one.
Yeah, it's one of the most confusing cases I've tried to read, especially Icelandic to English translation. Impossible.
Yeah, it's like also this woman, she appears to have changed her name like 3 times. It's like everything is odd about this.
It's very, very strange.
She has also been charged to the police for like embezzlement. She took 500,000, according to this individual that said that he thought she was a lawyer. She even has like a registered office in Reykjavik for like a lawyer office, which nobody really knows if she has a license to do or not, you know. So this is like, we have obviously, and this has been like quite the focus when it comes to news in Iceland these days. What's more to say about it? We're kind of like, there's not much happening when it comes to COVID right now, but these daily casts that we have we have felt that it's helping a lot of people, and a lot of people are following us. We will go now for like what would you say, just a small vacation until like next Monday, and we're gonna rethink what we're doing right now, because it's like we kind of just jumped on this because of the situation. It was such an extreme situation, so we just did it. But we're gonna keep on doing it, just not as a COVID cast, perhaps like daily news or something like that, so people can perhaps follow Icelandic reality better than just not only through our website, which is grapevine.is, and of course we remind you on the High Five Club, because we are of course independent news outlet, and we need the help, all the help we can get right now. Anything to add to it, Poppy?
We're just having a little bit of a rethink, you know. We're working on our latest web PDF, so look out for that. Be coming hopefully sometime next week, early next week.
Yeah.
And so until then, just keep up with stuff me and Sam are writing.
Yeah.
Website.
Yeah, I think we will. Of course, we'll be back on Monday, and also the society is like it's like our financial minister said, that like the lights will at least be on after the 4th of May. It's not like it's like total darkness like it is right now in the economy. So we will probably be back in like more normal business then, hopefully. But you never know. It really depends on like if people were good or not in the Eastern. If there will be a lot of community spreading by the virus, then we will perhaps have to prolong this situation. Hopefully not. Hopefully not, indeed. Anyways, my name is Valur, and with me is Poppy, and thank you for watching. We'll be here again on Monday. Until then, just keep safe, wash your hands, and be kind, I guess. And don't fool anyone. Don't lie. Okay. Don't pretend you're a nurse or a lawyer. Exactly. Okay. Goodbye.